Hey, what's going on, fellas? G. John here, playing Rise of Liberty. There was this video I made years ago. It's my second video ever posted on this channel. Rising Front First Impressions, and I mentioned that this game is made by the same developers as that game. So that's how I knew that Rising Front was going to be a good game, because I really enjoyed this game. Now, years later, I'm making a video of this game, so let's hop right in. Yeah, this game's not too graphically demanding, as you can see by the look of it, so yeah, should be able to handle a lot of NPCs. Like, I think we'll do up to 3,000. And as you guys know, I do live in Canada, so I will be playing as my side in the American Revolution. As you may know, Canada remained loyal to Britain. The Americans wanted freedom from Britain. And yeah, let's play as my own side. Alright, where's my fellow redcoats? Tally-ho, old chops! I know that's a horrible British accent, but... Well, I'm a Canadian volunteer in the British Army, so... Makes sense I don't have the accent. Oh, there goes the cavalry. Godspeed, man. Godspeed. Let's defeat those Yankees. Whoa, artillery's hitting us. I think we better actually run, guys. Press number 4 to get 19 people following me. Yeah, come on, man. I could get some shots off right here. Miss. Not even a hit marker. But yeah, so as I was saying, Canada remained loyal to Britain in the American Revolutionary War. And the reasons for that were because, number one, lots of people thought it was a horrible idea to betray their king, King George III. And they wanted to maintain the Anglo traditions. Oh my gosh, my throat is killing me. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. As I was saying, like I said earlier, that I didn't have a British accent because I was Canadian, but the truth is, you look at old footage of, like, William Lyon Mackenzie King, and that's like the 1940s, the World War II Prime Minister. His accent somewhat sounded British, but he was born in Canada. Like, he's the descendant of William Lyon Mackenzie, who led the Upper Canada Rebellion. I'll get to that later. But yeah, he had somewhat of a British accent, but it's not quite British. It's not quite, you know, anything on the British Isles. It's a Canadian accent, which actually, over time, faded away. Like, you hear my accent. Like, I'm not actually British. I don't have British heritage, but, you know, I speak like the locals. You don't have to have the exact same genetics to have the accent. Like, I live in Western Canada, so I suppose it's different from Eastern, which, back during this time, 1775, that was the only part of Canada that was populated by the Anglos or the Francos. Man, my throat is killing me. I don't know what's going on. I guess I was just doing a lot of takes and really wore down my throat. But yeah, this is going better than the last game. They're doing a bayonet charge. I guess I should join them. Save this. Oh, I didn't have to save that guy. That guy survived. This might be a British victory after all. I did do a game where it was a colonist victory. A major one, too. Frame rate was so low because I had so many NPCs. What? Okay, that's the button. Alright, don't want these guys to flank us. There's such a delay for using the bayonet. Oh, I managed to get a bunch of them. Let's see what else I could get. Yeah, I think Kentucky long rifle. 6 rounds per minute. Let's 6 round. Oh, that's also 6 round. Oh, this is like a sniper rifle, accurate to 200 meters, where this is 40 meters. Deadly precision. Yeah, I think I'll switch to this one. Seems like a American rifle. So I'm not using the British rifle in this one. But yeah, what was I saying? Let's get back on track on the history topic. So, yeah, Canadians didn't want to betray their king. They didn't want to betray their church as well, and they just want to maintain their Anglo traditions. Same with the Franco-Canadians. Like, even though France sided with the American revolutionaries in the war, the Quebecois rejected the ideas of the American Revolution, and also later the French Revolution. Like, they didn't really identify with their counterparts in Europe. Like, they just identify as Quebecois. And I know that their language is somewhat different. Like, from what I heard, in Quebec they speak an older version of France than what they speak in France today. So, you know, you got a Quebecer and a French guy together. They may be able to understand each other somewhat, but not entirely. Like, some of the lingo is different. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a British Canadian. I'm actually Slovenian, Swedish, and Ukrainian. Family, earliest part of my family to come to Canada came in 1912. So right before World War I, which I don't believe anyone fought in World War I. I had family in the military, but they were in Swedish military. Know that from a family history book. I actually got a photo of, I think his name was, what was his name? It's one of those common Swedish names, one of those common Norse names. Olaf, yeah, that was it, Olaf. Yeah, I guess controls are messing up. It's like, oh, this doesn't have a bayonet, that's what's going on. I tried to use my bayonet, I was like, what's going on? I guess, yeah, let's switch back to the smoothbore musket. Because it has a bayonet, I didn't realize the Kentucky rifle didn't have a bayonet. I wonder, are we going to win or are we going to lose? Yeah, this cavalry right here come in handy. I don't know how well we're doing. We might lose this. Look at all these dead redcoats here. But yeah, this is the Battle of Bunker Hill, one of the first battles of the American Revolution. It's actually in Fallout 4, where I'm sure if you play Fallout 4 you know this, but where Sanctuary Hills is located. Alright, spear versus bayonet. I don't like my odds. Yeah, that didn't work out so well. But yeah, like, Canadians remain loyal to Britain. Even the Franco-Canadians remain loyal to Britain. Because they believe that because the British offered them rights, like they could keep their language, they could keep their Catholic religion, where the Anglos were Protestant, so they didn't believe that the Americans, if Quebec fell under American control, that they would be able to keep their Catholicism and their French language and French culture, etc. So that's why they sided with the British, their former enemy. And that's why on the Canadian coat of arms, we got the English, Scottish, Irish, and French symbols on them, as well as the maple leaves. 3 maple leaves. 1921 they were green, until 1957 where they turned red. Yeah, and there was actually a rebellion, a couple rebellions in Canada, the 1837 and 1838 rebellions. The Upper Canada Rebellion was led by William Lyon Mackenzie. I don't know how many grades, but he was was in William Lyon Mackenzie King's family. And The Lower Canada Rebellion was led by William Joseph Papine. The Lower Canada Rebellion was much more successful than the Upper Canada Rebellion, although they both ultimately led to failure. Because the Lower Canadians actually won some battles against the Canadian militia. Which, fun fact, John A. Macdonald was in the Canadian militia, and same with Alexander Murr, the guy who wrote the Maple Leaf Forever song. Yeah, I'm not really thinking this out. Like, I'm just focusing on telling the history facts. And yeah, like, they did actually... Oh, Colonius victory. No! Oh, man. Okay, well, let's see how many I can pick off just by fighting them on my own. Yeah, so William Lyon Mackenzie actually, I forget the name of the island, but like there's this historical site. It's like in the St. Lawrence River, I believe, a small island that they declared the Republic of Canada, and their flag was, imagine two horizontal bars, top blue, bottom white. The top has two white stars representing Upper and Lower Canada. And the bottom white part has the word liberty in red. That was the flag of the Upper Canada Rebellion. So as you could tell, it was heavily inspired by the American Revolution. Same liberal ideas. And the Lower Canada Rebellion. Oh, fuck, my throat's acting up again. Yeah, sip that water. Imagine a tricolor with top green, center white, and bottom red. It's theorized that that represented the Irish, the French, and the English. That's just a theory, though. We don't know that for sure. And neither the Americans or the Canadians supported them. Like, these guys were troublemakers, and they had to be taken care of. So, yeah, they didn't get support. They got sympathy from people in the U.S. Like, people in the U.S. helped them, but the governments didn't support them. They didn't want a war at the time. This was the 1830s. So, there, I got one guy. And later on in Canadian history was the Louis Riel Rebellion. Rebellions like the Red River Rebellion. Like Louis Riel, like in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Métis were rising up. And like in Manitoba as well. Like Manitoba was the main spot. Like he wanted to create a Métis nation state in Manitoba. And he was, in the end, executed for treason. He was hung by Sir John A. Macdonald. So that didn't work out for him. But yeah, I think, hold on. Yeah, the British historically won the Battle of Bunker Hill. But not in this game. This is some alt history where the Yankees got their sweet, sweet victory over the British. But I'm still determined to fight them for the future Dominion of Canada. And, yeah. Okay, I don't think that's going to work out. I think this is a hopeless battle. I may as well just go home now. Go back to Canada. Like, I don't know which way is north. Where's the sun? Rises in the east, sets in the west. I'm going to assume it's morning, so yep. Canada's this way. Unless this is the west and Canada's this way. I don't even know. I don't know if it's morning or afternoon. So yeah, I guess we lost the battle, but not the war yet. Although, spoiler alert, we did lose the war, but we did maintain Canada. So that was a W for the British, but ultimately the American Revolution was a W for the Yankees. Well, I'm glad you watched the video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. J. Johnny, signing off.